Now to welcome Felicia Hofmann, who flew in from Munich. She's social media team leader of DTV, which it is written DTV, but it is pronounced DTV. So, which is a publishing house with like 400 books a year, and she will do kind of second part, let's say, to our topic. So, without further ado, Felicia.
All right. Hello, everyone. I don't speak any Greek, so yeah, it will be in English. I hope that's okay. Less work for the translators. Yes, I am going to talk to you about the relevance of social media marketing, and also we want to dive deep into what you guys can do without that big of a budget. So we are going from big to small. A quick timeline, what we are going to talk about is, at first, I will give you a quick overview of the most relevant platforms, at least for us. As Michali said, I am from DTV Verlag in Germany, in Munich, and I will talk about the main platforms that are relevant in Germany, I'd say, and I figure it's probably similar here in Cyprus. Then I will head to From Big, which means I will tell you what works for DTV, what we are doing, what our social media strategy is. And then we put this to small to really see what smaller publishers or authors or creators can take away from that. And in the end, we'll have some conclusions. I have some 5, I think, catchphrases to take away. So be prepared to maybe take some pictures of the slides if you want to have ideas and, as I just said, catchphrases. All right. Let's move on to the most relevant platform for us. Of course, there's Instagram. Instagram is a very aesthetic place for book pictures, book reviews, everything concerned Bookstagram. So this is the community on Instagram. It's called Bookstagram. Probably you've heard of it. But also a lot of more and more video content, reels. They're big, they're coming. And it's highly engaging. So you can really interact with the community, you can comment on other people's posts, and you can answer, you have DMs. So this is a very broad channel, I'd say. And then there's TikTok, that's me. It is very fast-paced. It is highly engaging as well. It is growing very, very fast, which is also a big chance for, but I will get to that, for not known publishers or smaller businesses to gain visibility. It's big on audios, it's big on trends, and the main, or one of my main takeaways for you is that especially on TikTok, but more and more also on Instagram, is that advertisers, meaning publishers, authors, whoever advertises their books, they have to operate as creators. When you make any content, you don't want to look like you are that big advertiser with a high-class video. You want to look like one of the creators that everybody is seeing while they're scrolling. Yeah, and then there's the others, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, many more. I will only say a few things about them. So Pinterest, as we use it, is more of an inspirational platform. It's very seasonal. It's for gifting people. It's for, as I said, inspiration, quotes you can post there, or aesthetics as well. So we use that in a more seasonal way. We put Easter is big there, so we make Easter campaigns, we make Christmas campaigns. So it's more, I'd say, focused on the time of the year. YouTube is, as you all know, we all know YouTube. It's great for longer videos. It's great for interviews. Maybe if you have some book trailers that are longer than your social media average. Exactly. And then there's Facebook. I don't know about you, but Facebook is for us not that relevant anymore, especially for the younger people, younger readers. I mean, we do still advertise on Facebook, but we copy our posts from Instagram to Facebook. So we don't think Facebook first, we just copy the content, and then we are visible on that platform, and that's enough. And then there's LinkedIn. I think this is maybe, in our case, it's more for nonfiction books, it's more for connecting through businesses, B2B, with the booksellers. So for us, in the context of social media, it's a little less relevant. Yes, all right, I will tell you about what works for us, our social media strategy. And I have put here some content ideas. They will later on come again in a more structured way. So if you want to take pictures, you can do, or you can find me afterwards and we can talk about ideas. All right, so first of all, I need to tell you that we differentiate between Instagram and TikTok mainly. As I just said, these are our main platforms. With the the difference between them is that Instagram we use as this very broad platform. We put all of our books, I think Michali said we have around 400 books a year, and we put all of them on Instagram, or mostly all of them, because our audience is very broad on Instagram. We have very young people, we have mothers and fathers of even younger children, we have teenagers, and it goes up to like 60 plus, a lot of nonfiction readers. So we have a really broad picture of audience, and we just put everything on there. TikTok is a little bit more focused. It's more romanticy, new adult, young adult, romance. I know there are a lot of sub-communities to Book Talk, but we are not in there, so we try to sometimes post about a nonfiction book, but then we get like 200 views, and we're like, okay, let's not do that again. Let's focus on Rebecca Yarros and Colleen Hoover and all these, because they bring the views. All right, so that's what I mean with audience appropriate. Like, we make sure that the content that we're posting fits the platform and fits our audience. Then we do a lot of community building, which works for trends. We call that lobbying for reading. I don't know if this is real English, but it works in German. So, which means we want to signalize to people that we are part of them. We are part of the community. We love reading ourselves. All of the book people that I know that work with books, they all love reading, and they love to share, and they love to talk about it. So that's what we try to do as a publisher as well, and really interact with the community that we have. And this is where I want to pick up Yanni's point, because I think this is one of the most important takeaways, is listen to your community, listen to the audience, because as he said, they know what they want, and they are not afraid to tell us so. You've all heard of shitstorms probably in any kind of way. I really think this is one of the big pluses of social media. So it's really, it's very great that we are in this direct dialogue with the readers. But it also has the downside, because whenever we make a cover, or we have sprayed edges designed and we post them on social media and the people don't like them, they're not afraid to tell us. They always, like, we heard comments about DTV is always messing it up, and we hate it, and make it new. So it has ups and downs, but still I think the most essential thing is listen to the community, let them comment on your post, comment on their post, step into a dialogue to really get to know what they want. So for us, I can tell a very quick anecdote. Like in almost every company now, there's the social media girlies that do all the community management, and they are the ones that are in touch with the community, and they know what they want. So when I did that job some years ago, the people were loud. They were commenting on every post that they wanted to have a Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass special edition. And that never crossed our mind to do that in as for DTV. That was never in the mind of our publisher, of the big bosses. Nobody thought about that. And then it was me, and I was like, hi, I have an idea. Well, the people have ideas. I'm just telling you. And now we did that. Now we have a very big special edition of these book series, and the people, well, some were disappointed, some love it. It's always like this. But they are probably going to buy it. So this is really, really good marketing opportunity to listen to your audience. I put that here, everything is content, because that is one of the main catchphrases. To really step into this courage to see really everything is content. I was when I came in here, I filmed the venue, I filmed myself, so I will be probably going to make a TikTok about come to Limassol Book Fair with me. So don't be afraid of using everything that is around you. So that works really well for us, is just to think outside of the content box. And then there's brand awareness, which means that we post a lot of videos behind the scenes. As I just said, bring the German people here with me to Limassol, because probably they've never really thought about that there's a book fair here as well. So I'm going to bring them with me here. I'm going to post behind the scenes. I will present myself as, like as a creator, like all of the people out there. So that's what we are doing. We're trying to paint this picture of DTV in the community like we are, how do you say, like workers like you and me. Like we are just people, we all love reading. Even though I work for a publisher, I still belong to the community that loves reading. So, and in this ongoing process, we have the benefit of putting DTV behind everything, so they know what kind of brand we are. And lastly is tracking and analytics. For myself, I hate numbers, except for views and likes and comments, but all the tracking and analytics I hate. But you have to do it. It's the way you learn, so we got to do it. I will come back to this and to some easy and non-expensive tracking and analytics tools. All right. Yes, and now 2 small practical tips for smaller publishers, maybe with not that marketing budget. So the big, I think, the great thing about social media is that you can do everything on the scale from big to small, from little money to a lot of money, from no money to a lot of money. Everybody can be part of it. So if we think we are a publisher with not that big of a budget, and maybe even with not that many people, social media is a good place to start to talk about your books. And it's an even better way to start if you focus on niche audience and really niche topics, and target audience, to really find exactly your spot. Maybe it's not the best idea, like where we are now with DTV, to start by putting every book that you have on social media, on Instagram. Maybe that's not the best way to start. If you are smaller and don't have that much marketing budget, really try to look where is your key target audience, and then talk to a number of, maybe in the beginning only 50 people, then up to 100, and then it slowly grows, but you will have a very interested and very engaging community if you start in your niche. And then creative content over advertising budget. I think this is one of the main things here as well. As I just said, everything is content, and it's more important to be creative about it, to really think outside of the box, than to have a lot of budget to put on. Because you can put a high number of money on a video, but the video is not creative and is boring. So it's like maybe your money isn't that well used. So think from the other side of the marketing. Use interactive formats. That's one thing that really works for us well. I have to speed up the thing. Interactive formats like cover votings, polls, questions to the community. So as I just said, talk to your community, listen to what they want, use these interactive formats. Then collaboration with micro-influencers, that's a very good way to get content from other users if you collaborate with them, and you can give them free examples of books, because that's not, like, it's not real money, but they get your book in exchange and they will make content for you. Engage with the community, I just said that. And cross-promote across platforms. That's what I mentioned in the beginning when I said we copy our posts from Instagram to Facebook. So we do that not from Facebook to Instagram, but from Instagram to Facebook, because we want to be visible on all different platforms, but we don't have the time and we don't have the money to really produce content for every single one of the platforms, so we just copy it. We say Facebook is not that important to us, we copy it. Also, Instagram and TikTok, you can easily, not from Instagram to TikTok, but you can easily upload a TikTok to your Instagram channel, and then you saved some time, you saved some money, but you still have great content. All right, I think 2 or 3 more slides. Here is a very, like just an idea of how to start. I wanted to bring this with me so I can give you something, how you could start. If you have this big pool of content and platforms and you don't know where to start, it's easy, or probably the easiest, if you have like a monthly plan in Excel, in wherever, where you say, okay, I want to have 3 posts per week, regular formats, consistent, because consistency is key, so the algorithm can learn you're there, you have great content, and the people see you, and there's more and more coming from you. So these are examples I put. These are from our channel, but they work here as well. You can start on Monday with a book quote, whatever. Easy to find. You can go on Wednesday with a trend or with something that says, if you loved this show, you will love this book. Something that maybe connects pop culture with the books, like this show Nobody Wants This. If anybody is a fan, come find me, because I want to talk about it. I love it. And on Friday, you can post something interactive, like a cover voting or like a question to the community, whatever. So these are 3 formats. I think kind of easy to post, to find, and then you stick with this plan. And of course, as I just said, you will always have to track and measure, which I will come to right now. Main thing is don't overthink. This is what we are doing with the tracking. So these are the more content ideas, some more. And lastly, the insight and analytics, as I just said, concerning the content and the videos, don't overthink. This is the place to overthink. Look at your engagement rate, look at reach, look at the community growth, and use these free tools like Instagram and Facebook Analytics, or also there you can go, like in your app, if you have a business account, you can go click on Insights, and you have a lot of really useful information about your community. So. Exactly. As I said, I'm not big on numbers and analytics. I will just leave that to you here and hurry up to my last slides. Yes, my 5 catchphrases to keep in mind if you want to start. Creativity over budget. As I just said, I think this is this explains itself. Be courageous. I think it takes a lot of courage to step in front of the camera, to try to learn this. When I first started doing TikTok, I am a millennial, and I had a Gen Z worker, and I started making content, and I brought some ideas, and then the Gen Z girl, she said, "Ugh, Feli, you're so millennial." And I'm like, oh, okay. So I got into it. I was courageous. I tried to learn from her. So here is a shout out to all the younger workers in social media. Really learn from them. They have a big knowledge what these people on TikTok and Instagram want to see. So go talk to them, and also allow yourself to learn from your younger colleagues. It's really important. I did it as well. Maybe you're here, you're such a boomer, you're such a millennial, but you will have great social media marketing in the end, hopefully. everything is content. I said that, listen to your audience. I also said that act as a creator. This is one of the main points. When people open TikTok or also Instagram, they don't want to see high-class produced videos. They don't want to be advertised. They want to be entertained. So act as an entertainer, act as a creator as well. Yes, I don't think you can read it, but these are our social, my email address, or come find me if you want to talk about anything more. And now I am done, and I hope I am in time. Thank you very much. Ooh.